All right, today I'm talking to Lisa, and I'm so excited because she's from India, from Calcutta, and what I always think is fascinating is to hear experiences from people who are very different from me. Like I'm from the US, I'm also a female, but have a very different experience, and I always thought that it was foreign women who sort of got catcalled on the street, or it was foreign women who got stares, but we were talking and you were telling me that that's not true. That
So
Indian women aren't spared from this as well.
we are actually more victimized because we're Indian. So it's not okay to wear short clothes or smoke or drink or be friendly or you have crazy set of rules. Like it's just not okay. So it's foreign people, Indian people still expect oh, they're foreigners, they're gonna be all relaxed, but not from an Indian girl. Like you cannot sit like this, you cannot curse, you cannot say this, you cannot drink that, you cannot go out at night. Crazy set of rules. But the younger generation is changing.
Right.
Yeah, because you have to.
Because I have met some Indian women like you who, okay, so you're brought up with all these rules, but you are traveling. You travel by yourself. I met another girl, she's like 18 from Delhi and was traveling around by herself. So it's like these small things are happening, change is happening, but it's not always so easy, right? Like
It's not, and like it's okay to tell your kids like, okay, you should do this and you shouldn't, but you need to make sense. We do what we do because that this is how it has been for years. Like someone has to question, and I think the younger generation is questioning now. Like, why don't you ask your sons to respect us more than telling us not to wear something?
right.
Like they have the same legs we do, but it's always just not safe. And people are always like, you're a girl, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't go out, you shouldn't drink. Just very narrow-minded when it comes to, because India is a male-dominated society nonetheless.
Right. Because I recall being places, especially like when I was in Kerala and different places in the South, I'd see men with like short skirts on. Okay, they're not called skirts, but I mean, that's like the equivalent basically. It's like the lungi or whatever they call it, but they hike it up. Like they fold it in a way such that like it's well above the knee. Now, meanwhile, I'm there, super hot, long skirts, scarves on, and some of the men, they have like no top on and just these super small skirts. And I kept thinking, this doesn't feel fair.
Exactly. Like if we don't go tell a guy, oh, your vest is showing, but for us, oh, your strap is showing, or that's too much. You should cover up more. Leave something to the imagination. I heard that. I was like, what? What is there to imagine? What do you not know? It's biology.
It's like that super sneaky shoulder, that's
Yeah.
like that illicit thing. It's not such a big deal, right?
It was so funny that someone actually asked me, leave something for the imagination. It's like, what is there to imagine? It's biology. You know what your body has and what my body has.
Also, by the way, I'm sure at this time you weren't nude, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it's not like, leave something to the imagination where
It's not about the clothes per se. Like they say, oh, you're wearing short clothes, so you're asking for it. That you're supposed to be easy and available if you wear short clothes or you party or you go out. But a lot of people have been victims wearing salwar kameez and fully, covered clothes. And I wear a jeans and a top, and that's indecent. But the sari, almost everything shows in a sari.
Yeah.
It's just you have something draped around, but your back is open, your front is revealed, your stomach is bare. And that's supposed to be more decent than a full-on t-shirt and jeans because it's tight. It's like doesn't make sense to me, and a lot of younger generation is like trying to break the stereotypes
Right.
of what an Indian woman or a woman should be like.
right.
There is no like the equality should be there.
And when you walk around, because you do wear whatever you want, and your arms are out, which by Western standards it's all very normal. But like, do you feel awkward sometimes, or do you feel like people are looking at
I
you funny?
actually got over it long time back when I was young. Like I would get teased, catcalled, and stared at.
What was the
and
first one you would get?
teasing and
Oh,
yeah, like
okay.
catcalled, and people would bug you. And I would get offended, but then I realized like every 5 minutes it's so common in India, like because they don't expect it from women. So I can't fight. So it stopped bothering me now, but it's awkward when people just stare and follow you
Yeah.
and try to. So there's a line. The moment you touch me, you're dead. Like that's the line you shouldn't cross. It's your eyes, it's your mouth. That's not okay too. But I have learned to control it,
Yeah.
like manage my temper. But touching and groping and that's just not okay. And you would see someone, you'd be like they're pretty decent, but it's just like they look down on women who are not according to what people think Indian women should be like.
And, I also heard this. I was in Malaysia where there is a decent Indian population, and I was talking to a girl who was from India, and she was dressed, very casual, like t-shirt, shorts. She got so much harassment on the streets because they also thought she was from Malaysia.
Yeah.
And there's a double standard. So like I was dressed relatively conservatively, but what I was told is that they don't bother foreigners so much. We get a little bit of a pass, but like with local women, it's hard. Whereas I thought, okay, it could be hard on foreign women. No, it's also hard on Indian women.
Exactly. It's really hard, especially in certain parts of India. Like, it's not like we are scared, but we wouldn't dare. Like, no one tell their sons to like not do this and that.
Yeah.
You would be like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Don't go out and don't wear this and come
Yeah.
back. And it's always the woman trying to be
Right.
controlled than the men taught the right ways. And
Right.
it's just the way I think you grow up and you hear when you're kids, like, women should be like this and that, and
Yeah.
if they're not nice women. And it comes from the family and the way you grow up around that surrounding. So you cannot leave that mindset. People are trying with the Facebook posts. So many movies are coming out about women empowerment, but it really doesn't help that much. Like, I've met a lot of people, and I don't even want to explain where they're going wrong because they're so clueless when they say something. They don't even know that it's wrong. They just think like women should be something to be controlled, and you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to wear a sari, you don't know how to, like, why aren't you married yet, 24?
Yeah.
The biological clock is just like, why do you want to work?
Yeah.
A lot of it's now women are working more and more, but still in some families it's not okay to work after marriage. You're just supposed to cook and clean and raise children.
Right. Which is great for some women who want to do that. And I think there are a lot of women who want to do that,
Yeah.
but there are women who don't, So, and it's what I wonder though is, do you see any change? Obviously, I've met a lot of young women who are Indian who are feeling more empowered and are looking to change things.
Yeah.
Do you also see that coming from any of the guys that you meet where they are more open-minded as well?
Yeah, the ratio is less. Like, the younger generation is changing, and I've met a lot of nice people too. But I think the majority is still old school, and also like a lot of scenes happen in the subway or the roads and everything, and people would post and stuff, but no one actually comes forward to help a girl when they're in trouble or they're being harassed or teased. No one would actually do anything. They would be all about talking, which happened recently. I was in the subway, and this guy was like, just being too close, and we had an argument, and I was like, back off, and everyone was there, and no one would come forward, and the police wouldn't help, and they'd be like, you should have taken a picture. And I mean, I don't know if I was gonna be harassed, and if I get harassed, I'm gonna take out my phone and snap a picture. That's like not a normal reflex.
Yeah.
So people are trying to change. Everyone is coming up with the posts and movies and inspiration, and I don't think, like, if you treat women like that, like, we are the ones who would expand more.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't respect us, life would not exist at one point.
And it's also interesting because I think we also do a disservice to men by saying that women have to be fully covered up. Because I feel like we need to teach men how to control themselves. Men aren't animals.
Exactly.
They're not wild animals. And so to act like, oh my God, if a man sees a shoulder, he's just gonna lose it. Really? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly, and just a shoulder.
Right, right. We're not talking about like showing everything, but just like a shoulder, a knee. You know, it's like it's not even fair. I think of men that way. I don't think of men that way. I think men should be able to see a shoulder or a knee and not lose it and feel like they need to
And
attack
I
a
have a
woman.
lot of friends who are like really comfortable and they make me feel comfortable and safe.
Of course.
But that's like people who are trying to get there or people who are trying to change, but there's majority who's still struggling
Yeah.
to change the viewpoint. And maybe in a couple of years, I'm pretty sure people will get there, because it was not okay for women to study at one point, and now everyone, like at least majority, there's so much campaigns going for the villages.
Yeah.
So the cities are much better than the villages. I there it's really difficult
Yeah.
to get them out of that comfort zone.
Right. And you're saying the cities are better than the villages.
Yeah,
which
like
of
we are
course.
more privileged. I got a proper school education, I got freedom, I got a lot of things which if you're if you try to break the rules or try to change things, you would probably get like killed by your own family for honor and stuff.
Yikes. But here in Bangalore, even though, which Bangalore is a very modern city, eventually, by the way, I'm going to show like a little tour of Bangalore so that you can see maybe how it's different from a lot of other Indian cities. That's coming up. But even in Bangalore, you can get some stares, right? Like you can get some uncomfortable looks.
Yeah, yes. Me and my friends, like three girls walking together, and they were like smile for us and everything, and just like commenting, and it's just like they can't help it. I don't know. I mean, it's like okay for guys to do that, but if we girls do that, I wonder how they're gonna feel.
Right.
Like it's not we don't.
No,
do
but I
that.
think they might like it. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like because my instinct is usually like, okay, yeah, let's try it out. And I'm like, no, this feels like a bad experiment, you know,
Yeah.
like. But
It's not okay. Like it's not like you, even people who have like it's not like you don't get women, and you have people who are interested too, but it's not like you have to go after everyone and judge everyone by like the girls get judged because of what they're wearing or when they're coming home or if they're hanging out with guys or traveling alone.
yeah,
They get judged like you're not a nice girl if you don't do this, if you don't know how to cook, if you don't know, if you sit in a casual way, if you wear casual clothes. It's just they judge you.
so heavy, you know. And I think that's also why you like to travel.
And also the funniest one, women should talk in softer voices. Seriously?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Women should talk. And you know what's interesting though, like, because I was thinking about some of the customs, like how when you're married as a woman, like you have to wear like the toe ring and you have to wear the ankle bracelet, right?
Not anymore,
Not
but you have
then.
to wear the bangles and the it's the symbol of marriage, the sindoor and the all of that. Like, yeah, some cultures have Mangal Sutra, Christians have the ring,
Okay.
So
What
it
do the
depends.
Indian men have to wear?
just the ring, I guess.
Just the ring. Interesting. I'm always fascinated with what. But I like all of the. I actually want to buy an ankle bracelet just because it's so cute.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to find some at some point. Anything else you want to add to this little chat that we're having?
You know, like I just meet people either if it's a girl or a guy or you know from a different country, different culture. Try to appreciate them for a human being, for their qualities, instead of judging them by what they wear and what they eat and who
Yeah.
they date or what they see. Like that's just you miss out on good people, and you end up making mistakes because you have that narrow judgmental mindset that this is this and this is this. Like that's just not okay. You miss out on good people. You might be looking for something and there's an opportunity right there, but you would judge the person like, oh, that's not a nice girl. So you might miss out on a work opportunity or something, you know, like when you limit yourself like that.
Right.
Because I am very friendly, I make friends and I talk to everyone, and you learn a lot and you add on to your life.
That's how we met at the hostel, which is so nice. But yeah, I think you're 100% right. Of course, you know, which is it's always dangerous judging people, and India is in general so conservative, and it can be tough for women here, you know, who aren't fitting into that kind of stereotypical traditional mold.
Like it's I sometimes feel like it would have been easier if I wasn't a rebel. Like
Yeah.
if I would just like be like everyone else of my friends and wear the same thing and listen and just cook and do the same thing.
Right.
It would have been easier. Like, but I had to fight and I had to be, judged and I had to go through a lot of things. But like I said, you have to make sense. What we do. Like this is how it is. If you wear short clothes and go out, you'll probably get attacked. That's not okay. You need to change that
Yeah.
because over history a lot of things changed in every culture. Like in European culture, the corsets, when you had to have people, like the women would have miscarriages because of the corsets, so someone had to change that. Like
Right.
changes happen, and now at every point someone would question, why are we doing this is not right.
Right.
And I'm hoping in a couple of years things would change, like for better.
I'm hoping so too, for the women and also for the men to
Yeah.
know that things don't have to be this way. We can
Yeah.
all do better.
And like when people are like, people judge men too, like, oh,
Yeah.
all men are same. They are not.
Yeah.
I have met very nice people who have helped me in a situation where they could have, obviously things could have gone the other way.
This cat was playing with me. I had to like introduce her to the camera.
So like in a lot of situations, like things could have gone southways
Yeah.
very quick.
Right.
But they were nice. They helped me genuinely, and I made good friends. So there are good people out there.
Yeah. This cat is like full on kitten attacking me. Okay, I've enjoyed this chat. This is Kitten, Lisa's cat. So anyway, that's it for now. So much to appreciate and think about, I think, as far as what we expect from our men and from ourselves. So hope you enjoyed this chat. I did.
Yeah.
Thank
Me
you.
too. No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.